Stephanie here, aka Keto Mom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the Keto Mom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie.I, and welcome to the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie. I have so much to share. I have so much to share about intermittent fasting, gaining holiday weight, metabolism, things that I've learned at this event where I'm like, oh my goodness. Stuff that I knew, but also just this is so helpful. As you're diving in, where are you tuning in from? We are sitting in Dallas. We're leaving Dallas here very soon. We've been in Dallas since Thursday. It was one of those like preparing for a long weekend. We were at a conference. I clearly did not do very many lives. I was active on my stories. We had a celebration. We learned from doctors like Dr. Ken Ford, who has done some incredible things throughout his entire life, between just on ridiculous boards that have to do with health and NASA and the world and this. I mean, things that I'm like, this man is a genius. And he's here talking about ketones because of what it does for people. And so unbelievable. So first of all, some of you that probably will hop on or watch the live were here with me. It was so fun to meet you. Second of all, I'm going to give you the Keto Mom version of a couple things that I've learned. Third of all, we are still doing the Dream It, Pin It, Live It book. So if you have the book, or if you're going through this book with me, if you are wanting to help actually write your goals and get specific for the year, that's what we're focusing on. So what I'm going to do is, really, if you followed along all last week and the week prior, we talked about writing out your goals, brainstorming, narrowing them down to the top 10, and then making them SMART goals. What I'm going to do on Thursday, because we're traveling today and tomorrow, we're driving, is I'm going to go back over, like, here's how we're going to create a vision board, and for the rest of December, we are going to create. Because if you do not have a specific goals written out, and specific meaning SMART goals, there's an acronym for that, but it's specific, measurable, let me find it for sure. But if you think that you're just going to hit your goals in 2023 without writing them down, without truly thinking about them, without being intentional, the likelihood of you hitting your goals is probably unlikely. And I'm not trying to be mean. Where there is no vision, the people perish, right? Where there is no specifics of what to do and how to do it and accountability, the likelihood of you going after the things that you want, you might go after them for a little while, but the likelihood of you hitting them is probably unlikely. How come I cannot find it? So we are going to go over this on Thursday. If you're watching live, it's Monday. Happy Monday. Hey, where are you tuning in from? How are you doing? You guys, isn't that funny how you're like, I have to find it, and then clearly it's not working. So we will revisit and start to create. I'll walk you through what the vision board looks like. If you have the book, I hope that you're continuing to go through it. If you have the book, I would love for you to share below who has created a vision board already. Maybe you're done and you're like, I am done and I'm already started. So setting a SMART goal is specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time sensitive. So I'll help you with all of that. The goal is to get your goals written down and to have a focus, intentional focus, and action steps before January. And it's completely doable. I'm going to help you. All right, so that's the book we're going through. Second of all, I want to give you a couple highlights of intermittent fasting. Can you, what would be a fun emoji? Can you just say IF below if you're intermittent fast? Or you could give me a thumbs up. Or you could say me. Post me below. Who intermittent fasts? I would say this. I know the power of intermittent fasting. I didn't know all of the benefits, but intermittent fasting in general, to me, I was like, oh, I'm just not eating breakfast. So in my mind, I was like, I'm just not eating as much food, right? Well, I mean, Dr. Ryan Lowery and Dr. Jacob Wilson got on our stage and they talked about really the basic, or their title was why holidays make you fat and how to avoid it. That was the topic. And I, in general, over the next couple of days, I'm going to really hone in on this, because whether it's the holidays or, actually, I'm not going to say that. That's for a different conversation. So here's the topic they talked about: why holidays make you fat and how to avoid it. And so they talked about so many things, but a couple of things I wrote down in general is they say that from the age of 25 and then to 36 and 45, over those lifespans, people gain a lot of fat percentage, a lot of fat. It says 52% of the weight gain happens over the holidays, from October until the beginning of the year. So think about that. Over the span of 90 days, because people are ramping up for all the holidays and the candy and the sweets and the parties, they gain a most amount of their weight at the end of the year. And then all of a sudden their mindset shifts, and in January they restart again, on and off, right? How do you cut that out? What is it that is causing people to gain fat? And I was like, well, they're just eating sugar. It's interesting because it's like a 1 degree shift of something that's happening. And I talk about it a lot on the Keto Mom page. But it says the average person gains anywhere from 1 to 2 all the way up to 10 pounds at least over the holidays. He goes, he's like, what is the reason? And I'll just give you the basic reasons. Obviously, he talked about metabolism and people that process food better and higher metabolism and lower metabolism. He talked about a lot of sciencey stuff. But he basically, in a nutshell, said this: most people are not moving as much. They are sitting around the house. They are enjoying family and friends, but physically, they are moving way less. So that was number one. And then number two, can you guess it? It's probably very simple to guess. It's the amount of sugar and overeating consistently throughout the entire day. So he goes, the average person, I wrote it down, the average person, let's say, so intermittent fasting was talked about all weekend, the power of intermittent fasting, and the power of intermittent fasting. We're getting ready to leave, so we're packing up, kids are getting ready to go. So most people will have about a 9-hour window after you're done eating at night, and then you wake up in the morning, where your body has time to digest before they start eating again. And so during the holidays, he said, here's the kicker. Most people's window of where their food digests in intermittent fasting, which they don't even do, is about 7 hours. So they're eating way too much food. Their body doesn't even have long enough time to process the food. And then they're waking up and they're starting with the cookies and the cakes and the pies and just food in general. So they're already too short of window of eating, has went lower, and they're moving less and eating more sugar. Might seem like common sense, right? So what they talked about was just the power of your body needs around 16 to 18 hours to actually start burning fat, to start utilizing what you're already eating. But if you're eating from the time you go to bed and then as soon as you wake up, your body is going, oh, we're going to keep going, and oh, we're going to keep going. So I say all of that because here's what he said. If you're just looking for some tips to help you this morning and to go into this last final holiday of 2022, celebrating and being with family, that's great. And here's what he said. You need to get your steps in. I actually walked up to Dr. Ryan and I talked to him one-on-one with another girl next to me who she was asking about fat loss. And he's like, if there's anything that you can do, he gave her 2 things. He's like, I need you to intermittent fast. At least, if you've never done it, I'm going to come on here over the next few days and into the end of this next week, and I'll give you some specifics. But he's like, start small. Try intermittent fasting 2 times a week. That just means basically, you're going to stop eating after dinner, let's say 7 o'clock, and go all the way to the next day. I think it's 11 o'clock, 16 hours. You're basically skipping breakfast. But what it's doing is it's getting your body to, first of all, process all of the food you ate in your intermittent fasting window. It's going to start burning your fat. It's going to help you feel better. You might go, how am I not supposed to eat in the morning? We're going to work into it, because then what you're going to do is you're going to fuel your body correctly. You're going to drink your water. You're going to move your body. I'm going to shake up a brand new flavor of ketones, because this is one of the first things I do in the morning. And you're going to eat better foods. And he said, listen, I listened to 4 keto doctors, and what they said, and one doctor, Dr. Andy, and she's in Canada. I did an interview with Dr. Andy and Dr. Ryan. If you did not hear those interviews, post interview below. They're amazing. And they're ketogenic doctors, scientists. They understand it. They do keto here and there, but they all said, Dr. Jacob, Dr. Ryan, Dr. Andy, and Dr. Ken Ford said, guess what? The ketogenic diet, from the actual terms of how it was meant to be, is not sustainable for most people. But if they can understand intermittent fasting, moving their body 10,000 steps a day, and they can understand the power of, like, all of them talked about drinking ketones. They all talked about the power of just eating within this period of time. You're not going to overeat. And so they said, listen, if you can do that 5 days a week, if you can be focused, have that fasting window, eat in those time frames, you don't have to force feed yourself or snack all day long. Then on the weekends, if you go to a birthday party and you have a cupcake, or even Dr. Ken Ford, who is, you guys, he's so funny and so serious. You should just go Google him. Go Google Dr. Ken Ford. Genius. And he's like, so I sit at the table with all of my colleagues, and it's fine because I have my intermittent fasting window from when I eat during the day. And he's like, and if I share a plate of pasta with my friends, it's not a big deal. The basic idea was, you're not going to overeat food if you have an awareness of, I need to get my steps in, I'm going to drink my water, I'm not going to eat so much garbage, but you're going to eat your lunch and your dinner. Food is fuel. You know, they talk about, there's so many things I could share with you. So here's a couple tips of getting your steps in, because you might go, yes, Dr. Ken Ford. If you just Google Dr. Ken Ford, you will see, it took 20 minutes just to say all of the accomplishments that he's done in his life. And then he was like, listen, he says it in a very low voice. He calls us an exuberant bunch. He's so serious and so hilarious at the same time. And guess what? He talks about ketones because they work, and he talks about intermittent fasting. And so anyways, here's what I wanted to leave you with today, and then I'll move on all week. We're really going to hone in on intermittent fasting, because it's really, after this weekend, I was like, if people can just understand the power of that, and you want some fat loss, and you want to feel better, and you want to work towards incredible goals for your health and fitness in 2023, this is something that we're going to hone in on and focus on. It's super important. So be aware of how many steps that you're getting in this next season. I listened to Dr. Ryan, coach a girl right next to me, and he's like, I need you to get your steps in. Like, if you want some fat loss, I need you to move. You don't have to run. You don't have to do some crazy workout. He's like, if you can do a high intensity workout, some weights or a little bit of higher cardio, some different things twice or maybe 3 times a week, he's like, that's great. He's like, I want you to shoot for 10,000 steps. So that could mean cleaning your house. He's like, here's some steps that people don't realize, that they're sitting around drinking sugar, eating sugar. So number 1, if you're cleaning your house and you want to clean your house, you're going to get your steps in. He's like, for real. Like, so he goes 15 to 30 minute walk in the AM and the PM. It can get your steps in. He goes high intensity workouts 1 to 3 times a week. And the last thing he goes is park further away from the store. All of you are shopping over this next season. So whether it's groceries or Christmas shopping, I live in Minnesota. So I'm going to be real honest with you. I look for the closest parking spot because it's cold, but I was like, I can easily park and suck up the cold to get my steps in. So that was the biggest thing. I have so many notes. I wish what I need to do is go through and organize them so I can give you all of the specific tips. But in basic understanding, is people are not walking as much, they're not moving their body, they're eating too much sugar, and they're eating all day long. So there's a couple things that we have done. Our company has launched an intermittent fasting kit to help you just get started, to help you understand what that looks like. It's not available yet for everybody. If you're a current customer, you can go log into your account and you can grab it. It's super cool. Like, you wake up, you've got a pack of ketones to start your day. You have electrolytes. It's a kit to walk you through more ketones, some of our protein, and then how to eat throughout the day. And it gives you the fuel that you need. It's really powerful. I'm really excited about this conversation. So if you want to know more about the intermittent fasting kit, just post fasting kit below and we can chat. Otherwise, continue to tune in, because when it's available, I'll share more with you about it. But I will tell you, you have the awareness now that I just gave you. I'm actually going to shake up my ketones because I haven't this morning, and we have a brand new flavor, which, by the way, is incredible. And I'll tell you this. There's a lot of things that I'm like working over in my head. Do you guys know who Jay Shetty is? Jay Shetty came and spoke to our event. And I mean, what he talked about of comfort zones, and it can apply to anybody. And I need to find I think I wrote it in my phone. My notes are in my phone, and I'm talking to you. One of the biggest things he said was, listen. He says, how many times do you hear people say curiosity kills the cat? And he's like, that is so wrong. People think that curiosity is bad and learning new things is like scary. Curiosity didn't kill the cat. Comfort killed the cat. Complacency killed the cat. And he says, comfort leads to complacency, leads to people crashing, and then ultimately going in a downward spiral of never hitting their goals because they're comfortable. I am done being comfortable. What does that look like? It could look like maybe not going to the gym because you're nervous, or not joining that fitness group, or not even reaching out to me because you're scared to ask for help, or comfortability of being like, well, I've tried all the supplements before. What makes this different? Right? Listen, losing fat and getting healthy isn't rocket science, but it takes a couple steps of you being intentional, being aware. I've already told you to get your steps in for this holiday season, right? It's super important. So once he told me that, I was like, I could do better at getting my steps in. I do high intensity CrossFit workouts a lot, but just the average steps from working at home to being a homeschool mom. Like, I clean my house throughout the day, but I don't know if I get approximately 10,000 steps in. I need to do it just to feel good. It's good for your body, right? Drinking more water, drinking your ketones. It's okay if you can get Monday through Friday and do the best that you can, and on the weekends to have a cupcake or at your Christmas party to enjoy yourself, because you're really focused on intermittent fasting and not overeating in your eating window. Does that make sense? So we're going to be talking a lot about that. I'm really excited because these steps are not hard. They're actually very easy to do, and it's easy not to do. So the amount of speakers and the incredible wisdom and advice that we got, I'm so excited to share more. I just have to sit in my car, and I need to get them written down so I don't even know what word I'm looking for. What am I looking for, babe?
So you can
I need to strategically give you all of the things that I want to share with you. Now, I am shaking up a new flavor of ketones. Here's why I drink them.
Would you like to hear her story on another line?
Oh, yeah.
You should share your story sometime.
Well, I was going to do it right now. You want me to wait?
Oh.
We do have to
talk.
pack.
I mean, you talk about it.
I could talk a long time. Here's what we'll do. I'm shaking up ketones. There's a brand new flavor. It's actually not available to anybody unless you were here, but I do have trial packs. So if you want a trial pack of ketones, actually, that's fun. Who likes gummy bears? Listen, I'm actually not a candy fan. I'm not a candy eater. I prefer chocolate chip cookies. This flavor is probably one of the best we've ever made, ever. So if you've never tried ketones, because I'll come on and do another story here in the next 24 hours just about why I drink them. What's your favorite gummy bear, Bridget? I'm like, I don't know, the drink. If I had to choose, I'd be like, I'm just going to drink and I'm not going to eat gummy bears. But in general, here, if you're looking for energy, if you need help with fat loss and eating less, like the amount of benefits that are in this little packet, I could go on and on. But I will tell you, for me, I don't take a nap. So if you're drinking ketones, tell me what your favorite benefit of ketones is in the comments. Some of you are chatting, right? But I'll tell you, for me, I will, if all I had was the energy, I would drink it every single day because I can keep up with our 4 daughters and my incredible husband. I was talking to a whole bunch of moms as we're learning, and there was thousands of people here. And all of us were like, if moms could just understand how good they could feel drinking ketones, they all would drink them. All of the benefits. But for me, it was the energy. I was able to lose the last little bit of baby weight, and I'm not eating all of the cookies. Just those 3 things is worth it every single day, and helps with all of the things we've been talking about, intermittent fasting and more. Whether you're an athlete or you sit in an office job, or you're 87 or 18, or it doesn't matter. The product is incredible, backed up by science and research. I've been drinking it for 7.5 years. And I promise you, if you've never tried it, I want to walk you through it. So if you've never tried this, we have lots of different flavors. Post trial in the comments and we're going to chat. But I'm going to tell you, this is one of my favorite flavors. This company is amazing. It really, our daughters received an award. It was a surprise to all of us because our CEO in our community cares. They see you. They lead with education. They really have a heart to help people become better, whatever that better is for you. And it was so fun to connect with people, even on here. Like, I see Bridget commenting a ton. We've become great friends. We met on the Keto Mom page. Her and her family came here, and so many other people. And it was such a blessing to learn and to grow and to be around like-minded people. Like, if you're looking for a community, like, listen, ketones hands down will change your life. Like, all of these doctors will help you reach your fat loss goals. Hold on. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Bridget says the same thing. You guys, it's so good. The ketones are amazing. Our community is amazing. The education is amazing. We are going to be doing a ton of guest calls. If you're my current customers, I'm going to be doing some more just customer calls, just customer Zooms, answering your questions. I'd love to hop on and chat with you more one-on-one. And so whether you have a question, you can ask it below, or you can send me a message. If you want to know about my mom fuel, it's for dads or anybody, post trial in the comments. If you are like, I watched your stories, we had an incredible fun dance party. We had awards. We had our children learning and growing. Our girls were listening to the stories last night, and our 15-year-old daughter was like, Mom, I want to do this. She's like, the amount of people's lives that are changing is unbelievable. She's like, I have never realized a place where people can come and just have people that build them up around them. It was just an incredible weekend. So with all of that, our ketones come with a community of people that can help you grow. And you might go, I don't even know what that means. I'm going to share more about it probably Thursday morning. I'll get on specifically and talk about what ketones specifically do and what our community is all about. But if you want to know more about the community, if you're already drinking ketones, if you want to either help other people, if you want to inspire other people, if you're like, I need a community of people to plug into because I don't have one, post community in the comments and we'll chat. It's fun to read your guys' stories. Oh, I know. Isn't the shaker bottle super cute? It's got snowflakes on it. We just got it. So fun. So, okay, we do have to pack because our hotel rooms, we've got some connecting ones because we have 4 there. You guys, when we used to travel with Prove It, I know I keep chatting. We traveled all around the world with these girls, and we used to be able to get away with 1 room and 2 beds because all 4 of our girls fit on 1 bed. If I just shifted them and they all slept this way because they were all so little. And now they need their own beds because they're teenagers and preteens. And so, what a blessing and what fun for our children to grow up with people that believe in them and a community that sees them, and they're watching lives change in front of them. And it's been fun for them to walk around and people go, I remember seeing you when you were 2. It was really an incredible weekend. So between the education and the learning and the growing and hearing stories and learning from the doctors, trying new flavors of ketones, learning about intermittent fasting, there's a lot of people that were here that are actually plugging into doing the book club with us and going through books every single morning. I will tell you, this next year, as I write it down, I'm going to be very specific on this page. The last thing I'll say is this. Jay Shetty, if you don't follow him, he has an incredible story. You can go on Instagram and type in his name. He talks all over the world. And one of the things he said is, you can reinvent yourself. You don't have to, like, if you're looking at your life and you're like, I actually don't love what I'm doing, or I actually have things that I'm passionate about that maybe somebody doesn't believe that you can do it. People have told you can't do it. Maybe you don't believe in yourself, or maybe you're like, it's too late for me. Nope, it's too late. I'm too old. And he's like, you can reinvent yourself and you can do whatever you want every couple of years. Just because somebody has put you in a box, or you put yourself in a box, or you're like, it's too late, I'm too old, or I don't even know where I would start, or that's not me. Like, it's in my heart, but that's not me because other people have told me who I am. Not. I was thinking, as I was sitting through this weekend, and I was like, I've labeled this page Keto Mom, and that's where it started, right? Like, it started with just recipes. It started with my husband wanting to lose 50 pounds. It started with us joking about eating too many cupcakes and drinking ketones and feeling better. All this page was just to share our food journey. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to reinvent myself. I'm just going to be sharing more of who I already am, but I haven't done it because I was like, I can't share it on this page. It's for keto. I don't think people want marriage advice. This is about keto. And I'm going to tell you something. This page has evolved and it's turned into more than just keto. I will hands down give you recipes all day long. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com. There are hundreds of recipes. I will help you with intermittent fasting. I will talk about ketones every day. I will talk about our community, but I will tell you, it started with this. We started going through books. We've been going through books in the morning because mindset is hands down one of the most important things that you need to reach and accomplish any of your goals. So it started with books. And then I thought, you know what? I heard so many stories this weekend of marriages that were falling apart and now restored. My husband and I have been married for 18 years. Do you think I have any wisdom in marriage? I think I do because we've been mentored. So there's things that I would love to help people because marriages are broken and they need help. Or parenting teenagers. I thought, like, listen, nobody's going to want to listen to me parent teenagers, or even parenting because I'm still not done. But what if I took you on the journey with me? Because I actually think I'm an incredible mom. You want to know why? Because I've learned from other incredible moms who've poured into me, and we are intentional. My husband is an incredible dad. Now, are we perfect? Absolutely not. Would my kids tell you that I have the things that I'm working on? 100%. But do I feel like we're doing a lot of things right? Yes. Finances. Like, we are really passionate about business and helping people become debt-free, pursue their dreams, believe in themselves, certain avenues of finances. Are we good at it? 100%. Why? Because we've had people and mentors believe in us. We've had people that have coached us through it. We've done it. We've got out of debt. We've found different streams of income. Like, we do different things that some people would say don't work, and they do. It does if you have a plan and a target and people that believe in you. So I'm not reinventing myself, but you're about to hear a whole lot of more things that will help you in your life than just keto. I will help you with your health. I'll help you with your family. I'll help you with your fitness. I'll help you with your finances, your freedom, whatever that looks like. And you can decide what you're going to tune in on and what you're not going to. But I've decided I'm not going to let the few people who are like, listen, you should save all of that for your personal page. We've worked too hard to build this page up. Actually, it would be a dishonor not to talk about certain things on this page because there's more to your health than just your food you're eating. It's important.
Yeah.
Like if you're not working on your mindset, or your marriage is falling apart, or you're griping and yelling at your kids, or you don't have an awareness of EQ, or your finances are ruined and you don't have somebody helping you, how in the world are you going to lose 50 pounds? It's all tied together. It's not just one spoke of your life. Now, you can be really intentional about your fat loss this year, but if you're really intentional with that and you're not somewhat intentional with your finances or your relationships or your marriage or raising teenagers, because listen, I've never been more, this season in our life that we are in with raising teenagers is incredible. And also I had the awareness of they need me more today than they needed me when they were babies. So I don't know if any of this resonates with you, but I would love for you to continue to tune in, to ask questions. Your presence matters. When I see you ask questions below, it fills me up because I know that people actually care and they want. What do you think? Do you feel like any of that would help you in your life? I would love to know. I would love to know what you think of all of the things that I just said below. I'd love for you to tag your friend below and go, hey, here's a community that I hope will help you in all areas of your life. It says Keto Mom, but listen, she talks way more about a lot of other things that she's passionate about. And I'll give you some recipes, and I'll tell you about how much water you should drink. And I'm going to say, listen, you need to be intermittent fasting. We're going to be talking about that. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always commenting. I'd love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring. We're going to be doing some fun giveaways, some fun 12 days of Christmas. There's so many fun things coming for your health and fitness. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Continue to tune in. We're going to be creating vision boards this month. Post interview below if you did not see me interview the 2 doctors that I talked about. If you want to know more about my mom fuel, post trial packs below. Unapologetically, hands down, will drink it for the rest of my life. I will be talking more about business in this community because I cried all weekend about the stories of people's lives that were impacted by our community. Started with a pack of ketones, turned into our community, and it's so much more. So thank you for tuning in. That was long-winded. I hope you guys have a great morning, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.